interviewed Laura Casamento, president of Utica College. She has a vast majority of experience beginning in the banking industry, then transitioning into higher education, starting in the Chief Advancement Officer position, and then moving up to her current position as college president. As a female leader, Laura has found herself having to prove to others that she is capable of producing the same work product as men. She emphasized that it is important to be transparent to your followers as a leader.
Someone who has the ability to move with an organization in a direction that they think the organization should really go.
How your leadership style in the financial industry differs from your leadership style in higher education?
Well, they're two totally different types of organizations. So one is very hierarchical, and the other one is much more flat, right? So there's no shared governance, if you will, in the corporate world. Although I think corporations could do themselves a favor by bringing a component of it. Things move a lot faster in the corporate world, and you have a different constituency to make happy. So number one, you are kind of beholden to shareholders and those types of things where you don't have that here. I've always believed in transparency, so that did not change. That did not change at all. But I do spend much more time here, talking to people both individually and as a group basis.
Under Path Goal Theory, President Casamento walks the floors and talks with her followers to help achieve goals with clear communication.
I've always believed that if you don't understand how your organization works, it's very difficult to help people when they have problems.
So based on your previous roles in finance, do you think that helped you prepare for your role at Utica College when you first started out as the Executive Vice President and Chief Advancement Officer?
Yes, for sure. So many people rise up through the presidency from, at least historically, right, from being in the academy. And I think more and more, I mean, still a lot of people do that, but I think more and more the academy is open to having people come in from a finance background, from an advancement background, because the job is very multifaceted. And if you, in my mind, even if you don't have a finance background, if you don't acquire financial skills and understand how does an institutional higher learning generate revenue, and how do they make money, and what are they accountable for, if you don't understand that, and you can't read a balance sheet and understand debt financing, bank covenants, and all that stuff, I think you're completely at a disadvantage. At the end of the day, we're here for one reason and one reason only, and that's to educate students. And I always try to revert back to my own experience as a first-generation college student, and the things that were barriers for me, and how can I relate that to the issues that our own students are having. And I've been here 3 years. I've been in this job 3 years. This is my 4th year, and I don't think we've done nearly as much as we can. We should be doing over the last couple of decades to break down barriers to success for students here.
By being an authentic leader, she is intrapersonal by using her experience as a first-generation college student to help followers, and interpersonal by creating a positive relationship with her followers.
Most times when I'm talking to students, I find, even on my worst day, that a conversation with a student will bring me up like that, because it kind of brings you back to, this is why you're here.
Would you say that you have a maternal leadership behavior towards the students if you consider Utica College to be your family?
Yeah, definitely. And I'm not sure if students like that or not, but I'm a mother. I'm a mother first and foremost. I know after the lockdown and we all came together, the student body came together. People said, describe the one word that I don't know, it was about 100 people in Australia said, describe the one word, we went around the room, that you felt to describe like that day. And I said, Mom.
As a maternalistic leader, she treats her organization as a family. She makes most of the difficult decisions.
Why do you make a goal of yours to interact with students on campus?
I think that students, when I talk to people from other college campuses, I'm astounded at, and even talk to students from other campuses, I'm astounded at people who say, wow, you had a meeting with students and you stay there for 2 hours. And we just don't have that kind of access. And I think it's really important for students to have access.
And diversity and inclusion is an important part of the campus climate.
Yeah, sure.
So how have you been able to incorporate that within the college campus as a leader?
Well, I think, we've been talking a lot about it, and I think we've put some really good things in place. But the thing I'm probably most proud of is the draft strategic plan that we just came out with. Is very focused on efforts of diversity and inclusion and holds the institution accountable for where it needs to be in 5 years. And I think that's been a missing component here in terms of closing the attainment gap between underrepresented students and white students, in terms of making sure that the faculty and staff are absolutely representative of the student body in 5 years.
What has been the most difficult part being a leader when tensions surrounding diversity have been high?
Well, it's a highly emotional subject, right? I think one of the most difficult parts is when I see things done, out of sheer ignorance. You get emotionally, tied to that. I've told so many students here, and I still believe this, that I can't stop someone from, writing graffiti or doing something completely idiotic, right? But how we deal with that, for me is, I think we need to take swifter action. We need to demand that there's training. And also in the strategic plan, there's 100%, we want 100% training for faculty and staff. We want to really look at how we're educating students. How do we get them in the first year in a way that's really, really meaningful? And also, how do we celebrate what's great about diversity, right? Diversity is a gift, and how do we celebrate that? And I also think as much as we talk about race to race relations, which is super important, we also have to talk about the things that bring us together and that we have in common, and how can that manifest itself in some good.
Right. So surrounding these diversity issues and inclusion, do you think that you play like a team leader role or a team member role?
I have to play both. I have to play both because I have to get a lot of input from a lot of people. You have to be very fair and transparent. I think those are the two of the biggest traits. That's how you gain trust. Without trust, you really can't. You can't really lead a group, or you really can't lead an organization. If people don't believe in where you're going and why it's got to happen, it just doesn't matter. So I would say do the homework, do the work. So you've got to be able to do the work. You can't just show up and take the paycheck. If that's what you think it's about, it's just not about that at all.
Through this interview, we have learned from President Casamento what it truly means to be a leader. She notes that it is important to be an in-group member and take on extra responsibilities, to be driven and provide for the organization, rather than be an out-group member by just showing up for your job. She is a transformational leader who empowers her followers.